To live a fulfilling life, both externally and internally, the quality of our existence here depends on how we manage our environment and ourselves. Everything we do in life is driven by the belief that it will bring us happiness. What I often observe are people who have failed in their endeavors and suffer for those failures. Similarly, there are those who have achieved success but still face suffering in the midst of their success. Many people confuse management with imposing one's will. However, imposing something is not management. Anyone can force a situation. Real management involves understanding and skill. Not everyone has something wrong with their life. Some people are lucky, while others are not so lucky. Bad things can happen not necessarily because you did something wrong or were foolish, but because life is unpredictable. If you want to control your destiny, it is crucial to understand that some things are within your control, while others are not. Sadhguru shares valuable guidance on how to take control of your life. To live well, both internally and externally, the quality of our lives depends on how we manage our surroundings and ourselves. Life is essentially about management. If you do not know how to take care of your body, your mind, your emotions, your circumstances, your life in general, whether in relation to your home, your communities, your nations, and the world, the quality of your life depends on how wisely and carefully we manage these areas. We often associate the concept of management only with the world of business or industry. We talk about management in economic terms, but we rarely consider the management of life as a whole. It is unfortunate that today the economy is the predominant factor governing the world, while other important aspects of life are neglected. Everything we do in life is motivated by the belief that it will bring us happiness. We study, pursue careers, build families, pursue our ambitions. We do so many things with the hope that achieving these goals will bring us happiness. However, if after all these achievements happiness is not increasing but decreasing, this is a clear sign that we are not managing ourselves well. A person who does not know how to manage his or her own body, mind, emotions, and energies is in fact managing external situations haphazardly, unintentionally. When you deal with situations haphazardly, your life becomes an accident, and living like an accident turns you into a potential disaster. When you are a potential disaster, living in constant anxiety becomes second nature. To avoid this situation, it is crucial that we learn to manage not only our business and finances, but also our personal lives. We need to understand how to properly take care of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being, and how to direct our energies productively. Only then can we experience a truly balanced and happy life. I see many people who have failed in their lives and are suffering from these failures. This is understandable in a way, because failure is relatively easy to happen. However, I also see people who have succeeded and yet are suffering from this success. And this is a real tragedy. Success, after all, is hard to achieve. It requires effort, dedication, and often sacrifice. When someone finally achieves what they've always wanted, what they've worked hard for, and yet they start to suffer, that's a tragedy of life. What's even more alarming is that a huge number of successful people on the planet are suffering from their success. When I talk about suffering from success, I ask you to look around and see. Most of us are still relatively young. Think back to when you were 5 years old. How happy were you then? And how happy do you feel today? If we graphed your happiness over the years, would it be going up or down? In a 24-hour period, how many moments do you actually feel happy? Is that number increasing or decreasing? If your happiness is decreasing, it's a sign that you're not managing yourself well. Because at the end of the day, everything we do in life is in pursuit of happiness, isn't it? We pursue education, careers, families, and ambitions. All of these actions are motivated by the relentless pursuit of happiness. So if the result of these achievements is not an increase in happiness, but rather a decrease, it means that there is a fundamental problem in the way we are managing our lives. We need to reflect and adjust our personal management to ensure that our actions are actually leading us to the happiness we so desire. Many people confuse management with simply imposing your will. However, imposing your will is not management. Anyone can do that. Managing a situation involves much more than just controlling what happens there. It also involves creating an environment where the people around you feel uplifted and inspired just by being in that space. If, when managing a situation, you do not feel truly positive and satisfied, then you are not actually managing well. In order to achieve this sense of well-being and satisfaction, it is necessary to cultivate an inner dimension. When I speak of the inner dimension, I am not referring only to the body or the mind, since both were acquired from external sources. Think of your physical body, which was small when you were a child and has now grown. How did this happen? What we call your body is, in essence, an accumulation of food that you have gathered over time. The food you consume is simply a lump of earth transformed into nutrition that, when assimilated, becomes part of your body. Thus, your body is, in practice, an accumulation of food. In a similar way, what we call your mind is a collection of impressions and experiences that you have acquired from the environment around you. Just as your body is formed by the accumulation of food, your mind is formed by the accumulation of external impressions. Now, if you have managed to accumulate such a complex body and such a rich mind, there must be something more fundamental and profound that underlies these accumulations. However, this essential aspect often remains outside of our conscious experience. We are so caught up in the accumulation and management of these two aspects, body and mind, that we often get lost in the search for meaning without connecting with this deeper and more essential inner dimension that grounds us. Just as there is a science for managing external well-being, there is also a science for managing internal well-being. However, we often do not approach internal well-being with the same scientific seriousness. Instead, we tend to believe that if we simply perform certain actions, everything will somehow work itself out, and that consequently, everything will be fine. Many people believe that education is the key to eternal happiness. They think that by obtaining a degree or becoming an expert in a field, they will achieve a state of permanent happiness. However, after some time, they discover that this belief does not correspond to reality. Similarly, there are those who imagine that finding a job will guarantee lasting happiness. Over time, they realize that this idea does not materialize as expected either. Others believe that earning money will solve all their problems and bring them eternal happiness, only to be met with the same disappointment. There are those who think that marriage is the answer to a happily ever after life, only to discover that this expectation is not fulfilled as they imagined. These examples reveal a common tendency. We try to fool ourselves into believing that by taking certain actions, all our problems will be solved and we will find the happiness we seek. Even after repeated disappointments, many still believe that some other event, some new miracle or some magical solution will finally solve everything. However, this belief in the automatic resolution of all problems rarely comes true. It is important to understand that inner well-being is not achieved simply by taking external actions, but rather through a conscious and reasoned approach to personal management and self-knowledge. During my college experience, I spent almost 90% of my time outside of class and only 10% inside. I was only truly present when I saw someone passionately talking about what they were doing. Otherwise, my presence was superficial. This attitude, however, taught me something valuable about the true value of education. Today, I often share this with Dr. Majumdar and others I talk to. What really brings me joy is seeing someone talk with enthusiasm and dedication about what they are doing, regardless of whether it is right, wrong, appropriate, or perfect. The beauty of life does not come simply from doing things the right way, but from the passion and heart we put into our activities. What makes a life truly enriching is the commitment and passion we bring to what we are doing. Whether it is sweeping the floor or running a country, when someone puts their heart into their task, any activity becomes beautiful and meaningful. So I feel very fortunate to have seen people like this, and I hope that everyone around me will also put their heart into what they are doing. Living in an environment where people are passionate about what they do is extremely enriching and inspiring. There is a common belief in the world that high aspirations are the key to success. However, aspiration is only the starting point. Having aspirations for success, prosperity, or well-being does not guarantee that these goals will come to fruition. True success, prosperity, and well-being happen when you develop the ability and commitment to create these conditions in your life. Therefore, it is the combination of passion and ability that transforms aspirations into reality. Everyone aspires to something. Who does not seek success in the world? Every human being has aspirations, And even someone in a difficult situation, such as a beggar on the street, is trying to be a successful beggar within his own conditions. However, success is not guaranteed by aspiration alone. It comes only to those who become truly capable. Becoming capable is not just about developing management skills or other technical aspects, which are also important. It is about becoming a human being who is robust enough to face challenging situations without being negatively affected. It is like being a lotus flower, which maintains its beauty and fragrance even in the dirtiest and most adverse conditions. Those who can cultivate this resilience and personal integrity float through life with an unperturbed grace, untouched by external difficulties. If we do not have control over our own lives, they can consume us in many ways. Allowing the environments and circumstances around us to shape us means abdicating the true management of our lives. A true manager is not one who simply reacts to the conditions imposed on us, but rather one who shapes and creates the environment around him or her according to his or her vision. Being a manager involves creating and shaping situations so that they become the most beautiful and desired expression of what we can achieve in the present moment. Therefore, letting situations shape us is not true management. It is creating the conditions that we want and that we believe are best for us that defines the true role of a manager. As many have observed, education is going through a period of rapid acceleration. Now that this phase of transformation has come to an end, you are about to enter a new phase of life. It is always exciting to start something new with the expectation that it will be a wonderful experience. However, what we often see in many people's lives is a scenario that is different from what was initially expected. Let's imagine that someone has landed a job. On the first day, sitting at that desk may seem like the best thing in the world, a sign of success and fulfillment. However, over the years, that same desk can become a source of stress, leading to problems such as high blood pressure, diabetes, ulcers, and other health issues. This discomfort is not necessarily caused by the work itself or the external environment, but by a lack of attention to our own well-being, with an excessive focus on external demands and the environment around us. The question is, why do people suffer and how does it happen? Sadhguru offers answers to these questions. Let's explore his perspectives on suffering. Not everyone faces problems in their lives. Some are lucky, while others are not. Whether it's in the context of family, finances, work, business partners, children, or a variety of other social and emotional situations, luck varies. However, whether you're lucky or not isn't the point. What matters is whether your life is fulfilling its purpose of helping you move forward. Even if you try to settle into the comfort of what you have, there's something inside you that always wants more. No matter how hard you try to adapt to the status quo or become apathetic, there's a part of you that yearns for more fulfillment and growth. Many people create philosophies of accepting life as it is, with its accomplishments and frustrations, gains and pains, as a way to calm themselves and live a more apathetic existence. These philosophies serve to calm the mind and justify everyday life, but they often keep people in a state of complacency, without addressing the true essence of desire and the inner search for a deeper purpose. Bad things can happen, not necessarily because you made a mistake. They can just happen, without a clear reason or apparent reason. A leg can break, a tooth can fall out, a head can crack, someone can injure you, and you can even die unexpectedly tomorrow morning. These unfortunate events are an inevitable part of life, and they can affect anyone at any time. Even if you try your best to do everything right, things can simply not go as planned. Many people around you may claim to know exactly how life will unfold, offering predictions and horoscopes about the ideal partner or the bright future. But how many times have you found out that these predictions were wrong? There are many claims and theories about what constitutes a good or bad business, but the truth is that we still don't know for sure how things will unfold. If you have significant life experience, you understand that it is not enough to have one or two experiences. You need to have a deep and repeated understanding of different situations. You may not desire immortality, but you seek to discover what exists beyond life and beyond the usual experiences. What really determines your success? Is it faith in God, luck, effort? Perhaps all of these factors play a role, but how much of each? When you talk about faith, you are dealing with something over which you have little control. Luck is a factor that is also beyond your control, and belief in God is something equally beyond your control. Therefore, the only element that really is in your hands is effort. Put 100% dedication into your effort and accept that whatever will happen, will happen. Don't waste your energy and ability hoping that luck, faith, or any other external force will help. If these forces are to play a role, they will act independently. Your responsibility is to exert effort. Focus on continually increasing your perception and intelligence, and allow the rest to unfold naturally. Unfortunately, many people are not taking this approach. They focus on becoming capable of something specific, rather than simply improving their perception and intelligence. Effort needs to be precise, directed, and calibrated. Simply exerting effort is not enough. Effort must be directed correctly to be effective. The right action, at the right time, and in the right place is crucial. For this to happen, you need to develop acute perception and refined intelligence. Know yourself, both inside and out. Each person adopts different methods to understand what is most appropriate for them, often by observing the behavior of those around them and adapting these observations to their own context. If they are genuine, these people will work based on real interactions rather than abstract concepts or generic theories that come from outside. What works for one person may not work for another, because everyone has their own unique needs and circumstances. When we talk about the inside and outside of being, we must recognize that today everything seems external and tangible. Words and concepts have a limit to their ability to capture the totality of human experience. The same term can be used in different ways, depending on the context and interpretation. Therefore, we should not generalize or lump everyone together, because nuances are important. It is common for people to know many details about public figures or divine figures, such as where they are, who their relatives are, when they celebrate their birthdays, and even their addresses. However, paradoxically, many of these same people have little real knowledge about themselves. This kind of ignorance disguised as knowledge is particularly dangerous. If you don't know something, it is not a problem in itself. Admitting ignorance can open doors to discovery. But if you don't know and yet believe you do, you are blocking all possibilities for learning and growth. To become the master of your own destiny, it is essential that you manage your surroundings effectively. In short, to manage your life well, you need to become a good manager of yourself. This means not only understanding your own needs and desires, but also applying that understanding in a practical and conscious way to managing your circumstances and interactions. Being a good manager of yourself is key to creating a balanced and satisfying life. So, did you enjoy Sadhguru's ideas on how to become the master of your own destiny? I hope this video has provided you with valuable insights. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and questions in the comments below. I love hearing what you think. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive notifications whenever we release a new video. And if you found this content useful, share it with friends and family who could also benefit from these reflections. Don't forget to like the video and follow us on social media to stay up to date with all the news. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.